For Betsy Sellers, this past year was a remarkable one. Dillon, the youngest of her 3 sons, was born with a congenital heart defect and in dire need of a transplant. At the same time, Hal Sellers, Betsy's husband and an officer in the United States Marine Corps, was deployed to Iraq.
And here's Mom Sellers looking at the possibility, the potential of losing Daddy. And here was Dillon in the hospital with a very strong possibility he wouldn't survive either. A real double whammy for that family in very real terms.
It was so surreal, I guess, that you hear of these things happening and you just don't imagine that it would happen to you, or that it could happen to that little baby laying there.
Miraculously, a donor heart was found, and the cardiac transplant team at Loma Linda University Children's Hospital prepared for surgery. An urgent call went out to the blood bank of San Bernardino and Riverside counties.
Loma Linda University had called in an order for an infant for O-positive CMV blood. We were going through a critical shortage at the time. Everything that they had ordered was everything we had on the shelf, but we packed it up and we sent it over. Had they needed anything else at that time for that baby, we would not have been able to supply it.
It was scary, you know, to think that we've come this far and all of a sudden, what if there's not enough blood to get him through surgery?
But the surgery was successful. Dillon recovered and returned home from the hospital.
None of that, of course, that happy ending to that multifaceted story wouldn't have happened without the fact that blood donors separated from a unit of blood when they should have, when they needed to, and that blood was available for Dillon when he needed it.
It was just so gratifying, you know, to have everything come together at the right time for him and to save him, because he would not, without the blood, without the heart, he wouldn't be here today.
As a result of her experience with Dillon, Betsy resolved to become a blood donor herself.
And honestly, before all this happened, I didn't think about it much. I personally didn't donate blood. And I thought it would be really neat. This would be a great time for me to step up, to do my first donation, to take Dillon in and say, see what this does. See what blood donation will do for a family and for a child.
For Betsy, becoming a blood donor offers a way to give to others what so many provided for her son, a second chance at life.
I'm extremely grateful to the people that have donated, because in a way, maybe their blood didn't go right to Dillon, but it went to someone just like Dillon, someone who is very sick, very much in need, someone who maybe doesn't have another day. And again, you know, you don't get that instant gratification. You don't know immediately who you're helping, but just know that you did. There are, you know, 16 people that had a part in Dillon's survival. Out of the 16 people, one of them could have been you.
Several months later, Betsy and Dillon were reunited with Dr. Leonard Bailey at Loma Linda University Medical Center, and he provided us with some insight as to the importance of blood donation.
There's no doubt that blood donation has saved more lives than all the organ transplantation put together. More lives are touched by the process of giving blood and receiving it than ever will be in solid organ transplantation. It's actually where humanity reaches its peak, I think. When you give something of yourself, a real tangible part of yourself, just to enable someone else to survive. That's what organ donation is. It's certainly what blood donation is all about. And it's an opportunity for us all to reach that high, that peak in human experience.
As Betsy continued to care for Dillon and waited for Hal's return, she found inspiration in a book that she was reading.
I was reading at the time, especially after Hal left, whenever I had free time, reading anything inspirational or anything to keep me going, and came across a little saying that was anonymous, but it was, some people come into our lives and quickly go. Others stay a while and leave a footprint on our heart, and we are never the same. And so, donating blood, you don't know whose heart, but you're leaving a footprint, and you're making a lifelong change in that person.